And I don't mind, my baby's on her way, but I ain't ready to pick your mind of all the words to say, but I ain't ready.
Hi everybody, welcome to Loch BRIAR Knits podcast. I'm Kelly, your host, and welcome. It's Friday, May 11th. I'm actually filming this a day early because I got the afternoon off work because I worked, I think, 12 or 16 hours or something on Tuesday. So I'm actually going to kick my shoes off. Let's get comfortable. Welcome. Show notes. So, I'm Kelly. Did I say that? This is a knitting podcast. What now? Welcome to all the returning viewers and subscribers. We're almost at 300, so I think we might need to be doing a giveaway. So I'm going to do a little brainstorm between now and the next podcast and come up with something to do. I have fiber up my nose already, by the way, which yeah, knitter's problems, right? So anyways, yeah, so I think there's like a little appreciation giveaway coming up to all you guys that have subscribed and come back and check the podcast out. To all the new subscribers and new viewers, thank you so much for coming. I hope you like the podcast and keep on coming back. If you do like the podcast, give it a thumbs up. I never know if I'm hitting the right side. That helps to get the word out and put us in the recommended feeds so that we can kind of grow the group, and that would be awesome. So I've got, I'm going to list along here where you can find me. And of course, that's when my mind goes blank. And there's probably nothing going along here right now, is there? Okay, here's where you can find me. Instagram, where I'm most active, is at Kelly L. Boyce. Then everywhere else is pretty much Loch BRIAR Knits. So there's a Ravelry group for the podcast, Loch BRIAR Knits. You can find the show notes. There's an Ask Me Anything clip in there. There's also things like Show Me Your Foe. What are you drinking? I love discovering new teas and coffees, etc. So there's a bunch of things like that in there. So go check it out. And what else? My username on Ravelry is lochbriar. Then there's the Etsy shop where I sell my hand-dyed yarns, which is Loch BRIAR Knits. And there's a Facebook page, Loch BRIAR Knits. So I think that's everything. I think so. Best ways to get a hold of me if you want to send me a message is to send me a message on Ravelry, or you can email me at kellylboyce@gmail.com. And I think that's it for administration. So other than the appreciation giveaway, which I will figure out and announce next podcast, let's get into the nitty goodness. So, it's Mother's Day coming up, by the way. So happy Mother's Day to all you mothers and mothers to be and mothering types, fur babies, real babies, whatever. Stepmoms, that's me. And the fur kid, the fur kind. Who's around. Cedar was in here earlier because, like I said, I came home early. So I don't think I mentioned this, so I live in Nova Scotia, Canada. So we're right on the Atlantic coast with my husband and my golden retriever, and then my stepson is here part-time. The dog as soon as we come home, he thinks, okay, great, time to eat, because he's completely food obsessed. So I come rolling in the door at about 1:30, 2 o'clock, and he makes a beeline for the kitchen where his dish is, and I'm like, dude, it's not that time. I'm home early. He's been harassing me since I've got home. And he's doing the sad puppy dog eyes like, oh my God, I haven't been fed in like 6 days and I'm gonna die. Honestly. Oh, what am I drinking? Listen, you know, I think if you've watched the podcast before, you've heard me say I don't like green tea. I just find it kind of meh. I found a green tea the other day, and I could literally smell it right through the box. It's toe? No, actually, it's toe. That's an attractive name. What are you drinking, toe? It's called Touch Organic. So, you know, T-O. I don't know if you can see that. Let's see. Get my face out of there. So it's there. Touch Organic. So it's mango flavored, and you can literally smell the mango right through the box. And it was so delicious smelling. I thought, okay, well, I'm going to get that, because I always put a little tea in with the with my orders that go out. And it just smelled so amazing. But I thought, you know, before I send it out into the world, I should actually try it. Because I'm not a huge green tea fan. But it just smelled so good. And it tastes delicious. It tastes just like it smells. And I usually, let's see if I can do this loud. I always keep my tea bag in while I'm drinking. Because I really like my tea to have a really strong flavor. And it's good. It's really good. So this is in my shop around the corner mug from Lunenburg, Nova Scotia. Yeah, so I don't live in Lunenburg. I love Lunenburg though. Lunenburg, Mahone Bay out that way. But I live in the HRM, which is like Halifax, Dartmouth, Bedford, those. In the city, in the burbs, in the city. I don't know how that happened. I find I would rather live like right in the middle of the city or out on a farm. Preferably out on a farm. Anyway, that's neither here nor there. Let's get into the knitting, people. That's what you came here for. All right. So, the Impressionist shawl. I finished. And I finished on time, too. But I didn't do the Picot Bind off like I said I wasn't gonna do. Does that make sense? Good grammar? Yeah, I'm a writer. So, in all of its glory, this thing's huge. So, I love the way the ends curl, but I absolutely love the colors that I picked. Does that sound like bragging? Because the first 3 I picked, the first 2 were good, but the third one I originally had picked, I think it would have been a little garish with the other colors. So I'm really glad I switched out at the last minute. But here's the thing. So it's a crescent-shaped shawl, and I just did a Russian bind off, but it's got some little pointy ends, I think, just from where I blocked it, because I must have used like about 100 pins to block this thing. It was massive. I've never knit a crescent shawl before. I don't have two sweet clues how you wear this thing. That ain't it. Oh no, I got it hooked on my ring. No. There we go. Oh crap. Wait. There we go. Crisis averted. I'm going to take my ring off before I do that again. So, yeah, I don't... This is going to take a little figuring out. Because I usually wear my shawls mostly like scarves. So, do I have it right side, inside, right side, outside? Yes. Right side out. So I don't know, like, do I start here and then just start wrapping around? Like, how do you guys wear your crescent shawls? The thing is massive, honestly. I was like, oh, I'll get it off the needles so that I can wear it for spring, but I don't think I'll be wearing it for spring. I don't know, because I always, clearly I can't wear it like a scarf in spring. But I like if you wear it this way, because then you've got like the little curly ends. But you can wear it like this and you can see some of the striping, you can see some of the lace. So yeah, some of the eyelet. Which, by the way, now that the pattern has been released and the mystery knit along is over, I will explain. You know what? I like it like this. But if you guys have any other ways that you wear it, let me know. Like, pop on over to the Ravelry group and show me a picture of how you wear this bad boy. But if you've seen other versions or if you've done one yourself, you'll notice up along this area here, there should be 2 rows of eyelet kind of going through here, like, yeah, well, anyway. So there's not, because I somehow managed to totally, yeah, I somehow managed to totally mess that up. I skipped over it both times. I don't know what I did, but at the same time, I don't feel like, I mean, it hasn't ruined the look of the shawl or anything. It's just less eyelet. I saved all the eyelets for down here. But I love this. I love this shawl. It was near the end. You had over 500 stitches on the needles, and it was, when you were working on a row, it kind of felt like it was never going to end. But it did. And then I finished it, and it's awesome. And I love it. That didn't work. Clearly. You guys are going to have to tell me how to wear this, because I don't know. But this is it, and I'm going to insert like a little video clip here that I did, which will probably give you a little bit of a better sense of what it looks like. If you've been over on my Instagram, you've probably already saw it. I think I set it up in, I did it in the My Stories, and I think I put it on my highlights, but I think I might have put it in when I was showing like the finished object with the spoiler thing in front. So but that was it. That's was the Impressionist mystery knit along, Impressionist shawl mystery knit along that Helen Stewart from Curious Handmade put on, and it was fantastic. Like, I love how she does her patterns. She charts each row so you can check it off as you go, and it's so easy to keep track of where you're at. I just love that. I love it. I love it. Where's my, yeah, I'm really thirsty today. Yeah, I officially like that green tea. It doesn't even taste like green tea. It tastes like mango. Awesome. So that is my finished object. But I am like this close to another finished object. And it's not the sweater. But we'll get to that later. And I have, this was one of my loop bags that I get from my local yarn store. There's my little, I've got so many of these bags, and I know I mention it probably every episode, but if any of you guys are in the area or you get to the area, go to Barrington Street in Halifax to the Loop and get yourself some of these bags because they are amazing. So the next The only thing I have left, this is my, I forgot to say what yarns I used in the MKAL, the Impressionist shawl. So I'll just do that real quick. Because most of you who have been watching previous episodes probably already know. So, first color was from my hand-dyed yarns, Sweet Briar. And then this color here was Cakewalk yarns, and it was Peppermint Bark, or Christmas Bark, Peppermint Bark. And then the third color was Lichen Lace in her Clover colorway. So that's that. So, oops. The next, almost finished, is my Free Your Fade. This is the second one I've done. This one is for me. The first one I did was for my sister. So this is my Free Your Fade. And I don't know which side's which. I don't know which side's which. La, la, la. Here we go. So right side. So this, the only thing I have left to do is the Picot Bind off. And I am going to do the Picot Bind off on this because it's really, it's not as long. It's not 500 stitches. This is going to take a little while even to do the Picot Bind off because those things take forever. It's like, I swear it's 4 times as long as doing a regular, just a regular bind off. But, set that down there. This is all in Lichen Lace, and I think I'm gonna stand up. Let me see the sun start to come in there. So, this is all Lichen Lace. So this is in her Lichen colorway, and this is her, this here is the Silver Fox colorway. And this one is, oh my god, I'm told pewter. Almost forgot. That's the pewter colorway. So, I love these. So literally the only thing I have left to do is the Picot Bind off, which I am going to do, I might start that. No, because I don't want to, here's the thing with the Picot Bind off, and I don't know if everybody has this problem or it's just me, but when I start it, I want to know I can like sit there and then go from start to finish in one sitting, because I find if I set it down, I sort of forget where I was. So, I don't know. And then when I'm trying to kind of visualize where I am, I don't know. I have a hard time with that. So, I may do it tomorrow afternoon when the guys are out. I might do that. But that is so close. So next episode, that's going to be finished objects. It's going to be bound off, soaked, blocked, and ready to rock and roll. So, because I do know how to wear that one. I do know how to wear those. I usually just wear them as a scarf. But I keep thinking the crescent shawl, I should be able to wear also as a shawl because it's so big. But I cannot figure out a way to put it on so that it looks like a shawl without, and have it stay on. I don't know. Maybe I need a shawl pin. Anyway, if you guys have any pointers, let me know. Drop it down in the doobly-doo there. So yeah, so that is pretty much my finished objects. The only other thing I've been working on, oh no, wait, oh yeah, okay. So there are other things I've been working on. I did start my second sock, and this is I was thinking the other day, is this the only sock I have in the needles? And I think it is. I mean, I have second socks waiting to go in the needles. But I think this is the only other sock I have on the needles on the go right now, which seems weird. I usually have like 4 pair going at once. So this is my Log Cottage yarn second sock. So that's the first one. And I love the bright pops of color. It doesn't show up as much. You can see how it's a little bright, but it doesn't even do it justice because there's literally like neon pops going all through this. So I've got the cuff done, and you know, I got a few inches in there. So that's about all. That hasn't really gotten too much attention this week because I have a writing deadline, which is really tight because I'm nowhere near where I should be. So that's my other job, one of them. I write books for any new viewers. So yeah, so usually in the morning I'll write for a little while, and then if I've got like 20 minutes left, I'll work on my sock. But I haven't had 20 minutes because I've needed the full time to try to get my my word count in. So I'm hoping I actually decided to push my deadline a week with my editor, just because I just didn't want to push myself to the point where I burned out again, because I burned out a year or two ago and it was ugly. So I was like, you know what? Take it easy. You don't have to kill yourself. It's just a book. And if I do push myself, it's probably going to turn out like a piece of crap anyway, so I might as well just take my time. So, anyway, back to the knitting and the sweater. I am loving knitting on this. So, this is the Puntilla sweater by Locatelli. Ta-da! And I am knitting this in Illimana. I never know if I say it. Yeah, Illimana. So this is the Eco Llama base, which is 100% baby llama. And I'm writing. Where's my brain? I'm knitting this on my Chago Interchangeables, and I think I'm using 3.5? I don't know. Whatever the pattern called for. That's what I'm using. I get swatch with it, or gauge with it on my swatch. So, so let's see. I meant to kind of put the little stoppers on this so that I didn't knock it off, because that would be really bad. Do I have? Oh, this might work. Okay. So, got my little stoppers on. Get it going front. So here we are. So this is how much I've got done so far. I'm going to try to so So I was going to try it on, but I don't think I've got the right shirt. It'll just get all bunched up. But this is what I've got so far. And this alone is like worth the interchangeables, so that you can stick those on and not worry too much. I did this when I was at work late the other day, just because it was a lot of like me sitting around waiting for everybody else to finish their stuff up so I could do my stuff. So I had my sweater there and I was knitting, and I thought I'd have more time than I did, but I literally, that's how much I got done. Just so, but it's a little bit closer than I was, because I think I was about here last podcast, so I've gotten this much done. And I was kind of going back and forth between this and the For Your Fade, so I could get that off the needles. So, this smells nice. It smells it's not sheepy, because it's llama. It smells llama-y. It smells like a baby llama. But it's super soft. I really, really love this yarn. It can be a little splitty at times when you're knitting with it. Not all the time, just sometimes I kind of catch it, it'll be splitting a bit. But less now than when I first started. So I don't know if it's got something to do with, I'm I'm just getting used to it. I don't know. One thing I did notice is I can kind of see, I don't know if this is going to show up or not. Let me just see if I can. So I don't know if you guys can see, but there's sort of like this line here kind of going through. And so at first I thought that, I'm really hoping blocking takes out some of my wonky stitches. So yeah, so it's sort of like right here. And at first I thought, did I like literally twist an entire line of stitches? And then I realized what it was. It's where I picked up the stitches, but I'm looking at them and they're not twisted. I think it's just when I pull them kind of tight, it smooths out. So I'm really hoping that comes out when I block it. And if it doesn't, this is my first sweater. So if it's not perfect, then it's not perfect. What am I doing here? Oh, I'm sorry. So, I mean, you know, if it's not perfect, it's not a big deal. Like, there's some wonky stitches. All of this could very well come out in blocking. And that's great. So, I'm not going to worry about it. For the most part, I just want to kind of learn the construction of a sweater so that I can make all the sweaters, because that's what I'm going to do, apparently. I have been collecting sweater patterns like crazy, so we might as well just go right into what's in the queue, because I'm going to put these back on before I forget. Yeah, we might as well go right into what's in the queue, because there's a lot of sweaters in my future. And I'm okay with that. I'm so excited. But here's the thing. I'm not going to start knitting one until I get the body of this one done. I originally said until I get this one finished, but my other one is going to be a bottom up sweater. And I'm going to show you that in a second. So again, this is in my Alice in Wonderland loop bag with my one pin. I don't know. The pins are here somewhere. I've discovered I'm clearly not like super fussed about pins. I have a few of them, and I was like, oh, I'm gonna put them on the bag, and then yeah, never got to it. Meh. So, oh yeah, pattern. Anyway. And you know what? I don't know. I kind of like... Oh, no, I did find one. No, that's the tag. Okay, never mind. Never mind. Cat. So that's my sweater. I'm going to work on that this weekend as well. But let me show you. And this is going to be a little acquisition-y and a little in the queue. Bum, bum. That's right. I'm going to do the Tegna. Yay! I have been wanting to do this, and then here's what happened. You hear the crinkling? Mm-hmm. Yep. So I went into my local yarn store, and they had a new yarn there. Well, a new base of a yarn that I've already used, which is Illimana. So they had this incredible gorgeousness. Oh my god, I wish you could feel this. It's amazing. So you can kind of see it's got this marbled gray and white. And it is like, oh my god, it is so soft. As soon as I picked it up, I was like, I'm making a sweater out of it. And I'd been thinking that day about, I really want to do the Tegna, because it would, if I could get it done in time, I think it would be really good for maybe cooler evenings, and then for the like early fall. So anyways, this yarn is, it's the Illimana Sabri, 85% organic cotton and 15% baby alpaca. So there's 437 yards, 400 meters in a skein, and it doesn't have a color. It's just got like the colors and numbers. So this one is 4138. So anyways, it is so soft. Like, and I thought the cotton would be perfect for a sweater if I want to wear it. It just, it was a real Muppet move. Sorry. Oh my God. It's been such a long week. So anyway, this is going to be my Tegna sweater, and once I get the body of the Puntilla done, I'm going to cast this on. And I'm not going to stop working on my Puntilla. Now I have Muppet hair. Okay. On the Puntilla because I really want to get that done. But I'm going to work on this as well. So, because apparently I have all the time in the world. Anyway, so that oh my God, I just wish, and the Tegna sweater is by Caitlin Hunter for anybody who's not familiar, but it's got this great, see if I can, construction to it. I'm going to see if I can find a picture that doesn't give too, well, actually this kind of tells you. But it's got like a looser construction, and it sort of kind of comes out this way, and is like loose fitting through here, and it's got like a nice amount of positive ease. I like my sweaters to have positive ease for the most part. I might bring the sleeves down just a smidge more. I'm going to play around with that. I'm not sure. But anyway, so that's the Tegna sweater, and I'm going to have to swatch because they do have a note in here that said in testing it was found the needle size to get the gauge really varied depending on the yarn you used. So I may do a swatch fairly soon so that I'm ready to go and know what needle size I need to use. So that is in the cube, but, and here's the thing, because there's always a thing. I love that yarn so much, and I didn't know how long it would stay in the shop for, so I bought another color, and this is, actually this isn't really, let's see if it's kind of like a brown, a very, very pale brown. It's like just a super, super soft, almost like a pale fawn color. And again, it's the same line. It's the Sabri, the organic cotton. And I got enough of this to make, I think I got 3 skeins. 3 skeins? So that's going to give me, what did I say that was? 400 meters, so that'll give me 1,200 meters, which will be like about 1,500, no, that'll give me about 1,300, close to 1,300 yards. So then I thought, well, what sweater am I going to knit? And so I kind of went on Ravelry. And some of these I already had in my library, or that I'd already purchased, and some were new. So my Isabel Kramer fetish. I love her. I love her. So I was looking at Baldric. And then I was also looking at Ecstatic. And then I was also looking at Vera Mackey's Snug, and I was looking at Isabel Kramer's Opteca, but then I found Jose Paquin, her Rachel sweater, which I think is from Friends. well, not from front, you know, I think it's kind of based off of that. So let me just see if I can get that in there. So I just love the look of the sweater, and I don't know if you can tell here, but there's like some detailing kind of starting here and wrapping around and kind of on the edges like that. So I love the drape of it. I love everything about the sweater. So plus Josie Paquin was the one who did the Phoebe sweater that I knit and absolutely love. So I was looking at the pattern and it seems pretty kind of straightforward, relatively speaking, for somebody who's only knitting their first sweater now. So anyway, I think this is going to be it. This and this, and I think this yarn is just going to have the perfect drape for the way that this sweater is made. So I can't wait. I can't wait. I almost want to know. I'm going to do the Tegna first. And then when I finish the Puntilla, I'll cast this one on. And I know I said I still had to do the Daydreamer by Heidi Kiermaier. And I'm still going to do that one. But you know what I thought I might do? I'm knitting that in kind of like a goldy brown color, I guess you might call it. I don't know if I have it here or not. I don't think I do. No, I don't have it really handy. But I also have the same yarn I'm doing it in a burgundy. And I think I may switch because I've only got this much done and it was really messy. And now that I know what I'm doing, I kind of see what I did wrong. So I want to like take that out and start over and do it right. So when I do that, I think I'm going to switch over to the burgundy and then use the gold brown one for a different one sweater. Because apparently, I like this. Suddenly it's like about to be summer, late spring, summer, and I'm all about sweater weather. But this way, I'll have them ready, at least maybe one or two, by the time fall rolls around. So it's sweater knitting weather. So that's something. So that's pretty much what's in the queue sweater wise. But now that I've finished the Impressionist shawl, wait, my God, Ooter, our mascot, he fell. Yeah, so now that I have the Impressionist shawl off the needles, and I'm going to have my For Your Fade off the needles this weekend, I need another shawl to knit. And I thought, okay, well, I've just done a crescent shawl. The For Your Fade is, I don't know, I guess you'd call that maybe a bias on the bias. I don't know. But it's, you know, anyway. So I thought, because I was going to do the suburban wrap, and I thought, well, maybe I'll do that because that's a bit of a different shape than the other two that I've done. So here's what I'm going to do. I think that is what I'm going to do. That is what I'm going to do. So I've got, let's see what I'm doing. Gray. Now I need my glasses on again. So here's what I'm doing. I've got Juniper Moon in there. It's the Harriet base, which is baby alpaca blended with nylon. And it is, what's the colorway called? Travertine. Travertine? I think that's how you say it. So it's kind of like a light gray silver. So I've got that, and this is going to be color 1, which she's got the navy. So where the navy is, I'm going to have this color. And then color 2 is what she's got as the white. And that is going to be this navy blue, which is from Evie Knits. And that is called charcoal, but seriously, no, navy. So that's going to be kind of where the white is. So I'm sort of kind of reversing. I'm going light where she has dark and vice versa. And then where the kind of pink mauvey color is, I'm going to use my Tuscan Knits in the Goldberry colorway. So that's kind of what I got going on. And that's going to be the shawl I cast on next. Try to hit fate. So, yeah. So I like how those colors kind of mesh together. It'll be a bit of a maybe darker tone shawl because these two colors are kind of a bit on the darker side, but then the gray is going to break it up. So I'm not sure when I'm going to cast that on. I will probably do that within the next week. Just because once I get that other one bound off, I won't have anything on the needles shawl wise. So, and this is a different, it's almost like, I think it's kind of goes out triangular on the ends. I know it does on one end. Oops, I just totally rolled that. And then on the other end, it goes like inverted. So that's that. And I think that's kind of all I've got in the queue. I had show notes. I did have show notes. What else have I got? Oh yeah, so acquisitions. I bought a couple of new patterns. The Rachel was a new pattern, and I think there was one of the Isabel Kramers that I had in my library but I haven't purchased yet, which I think was the Baldric. Yes, so I did buy that one. And then I bought like the sweater yarn for the Illimana, the organic cotton, and then I did buy these because I couldn't resist. These are from, get her tag out here. So this is from Good Vibrations, and she is from St. John, New Brunswick. And let's see if I can get her tag. So that's her tag, and you can find her on, there's her email address and her Facebook page. So this here is, let's see if I can, this is her MCN base, and oh my god, people, this is amazing. Like the play of colors in it, I think check out the colors. Is that not amazing? Like, it's just incredible. And this is so soft. It's just insane. So I did get that one. And then this one here is her MCN with Stellina. And this thing is so crazy sparkly. Let's see if I can get, oh yeah, that's showing up. It's showing up on my end. I think you can see how crazy sparkly this is. This has got 10% Stellina in it. Like, oh my god. I don't know what I'm going to make out of these, but I don't think I want to make them as socks. I think I want to make something else with them. So I don't know. And there is sort of some, like there's some of the gold here that would mesh with this. So I don't know if I want to put these together and maybe do something. I don't know. But they're beautiful. Like, and they're, oh my god. You've got to check out her shop. It's, trying to see if she's got her website on here. But if you go to, she's got, on Facebook, she's Good Vibrations SJ for St. John. And I'm sure if you Googled Good Vibrations, her Good Vibration, oh sorry, it would help if I said the name right. Good Vibrations, duh, Kelly. There we go, Vibrations. Good Vibrations Fiber Arts. So if you, ta-da! I couldn't resist. I can't remember who it was. I was watching a podcast and they were flipping through it and I was just like, oh my God. There's a lot in here I want to make. So that's that. That was a lot. It was a bit of a big haul because I got the sweater quantities. Although I've got to say, both of those sweater quantities, I think the skeins were like, I don't know, I want to say $17 a skein. And I only needed 2 for the tag nut and I got 3 for another sweater. So I mean, overall, that's like 2 sweaters for under $100. That's not bad. I'm okay with that. So anyway, justify myself. And I think that's pretty much it. So the only other news, shop news. So first off, I'm doing a Mother's Day sale, which goes until the Monday. I stretched it out because, you know, moms are busy and moms want yarn. But, so that's going at the shop, and you find the shop here. And that's basically 15% off everything in the shop, including the items that are left already marked down on sale. So go check it out and pick up some goodies for yourself or your mom. So I haven't done an update since when? I did one in April. I think I might have done one early May. No, I didn't. So here's the reason for it. I wanted to try out some new techniques and just some new colorways. So I've been spending a lot of time sort of investigating and playing with color, and I haven't been dyeing like yarn skeins. I've just been kind of playing with colors and getting a better sense, I think, of what shades mesh with what do I like, what kind of am I looking at, and saying, yeah, that, that's what I was trying to do. And just trying to get a better sense of what I want to do sort of going forward for the season before I kind of jump in and just say, hey, let's try this. Hey, I wonder what this will do. I'm going to get that out of the way and then dye the skeins. So I'm expecting I will probably do a shop update in mid-June will be my next one. Also because my book is due on the 27th, so I'm going to be doing a lot of writing on the weekends, and I really won't have time to kind of sit down, stand up, and spend a few hours with the dye pots every day on the weekend. So, yeah, so I'm going to say June 15th. There's still stuff in the shop, so go check it out, especially now. We got the sale going on. I've got, like, this rogue hair in my... Anyway. When don't I have a rogue hair, right? If you've been watching past episodes. So that's about really it for the shop, I think. Yeah, I think that's about it. So, but yeah, there is still yarn in the shop if you wanted to get some. The sale goes until May 14th, which is Monday, and it will go probably, I think it cuts off at midnight. I assume midnight my time. I don't know. Could be midnight Eastern Standard Time. I don't know how it's set up. But if you're up at midnight, check it out. And that's about that. What else? I think that's really everything. Life stuff. We're still pulling the house together, the summer house together. I've taken a little bit of a break. Last weekend, I didn't go down. And this weekend, my husband and my stepson are going to go down, and they're going to work on some of their stuff. The not the decorating. That's my my territory. But there's like garbage that has to be hauled out too, because where you haul that's like a little further up the road. And I think there's just some little things that they want to do repairs on, things like that. And then next weekend is the long weekend, which I'm going to have to write through the long weekend. But I'm going to probably write early in the morning, and then that will leave the rest of the time to kind of go out to the house. We were originally thinking about going out for the long weekend and staying out there, but we don't have Wi-Fi set up, and usually if I'm writing and I run into something, I have to research anything. I need to have Wi-Fi, so I just don't want to have to be constantly gotta go into town. I mean, the house is only about half an hour from where we're at, but I don't want to be going back and forth and back and forth. So we're probably going to go out there maybe for a couple days and like maybe stay overnight, one night possibly, but otherwise my husband may be going back and forth, and I may be writing, or I may write in the morning and then go down for the afternoon. I don't know how we're going to do it, but anyway, it's almost ready. It's almost ready. I'm almost getting tired of talking about it being almost ready. I just want it done. I want to be able to use it. So I think that's really about it. Work has been kind of crazy. So yeah, it was our quarter end, so that's done. So now I probably will get maybe a couple days lull, maybe. And then it'll just start up again. So, that's about it. The book deadline is looming, like I said. So that's taking up a lot of my free time. That's about it. Let's see, what else? What have we been watching? We watched, years ago, I read a book by Caloch called The Alienist, and that just came out on Netflix, season 1. I am hoping they're going to do a season 2, because there was a second book called Angel of Darkness, which I also really loved. The season 1 was amazing. It was so well done. And I really loved the book. And I'm not one of these people who's like, oh, that was nothing like the book. I hate it. I kind of look at them as two separate things, because I think I know, just as a writer, you know, there's just no way that you can really perfectly translate a book to the screen. It's a little easier to do when you're doing kind of a episodic thing instead of like trying to jam it into 2 hours. But they did stay, I found, really close to the story, and from what I remember, because it was years ago when I read it. But so, but I really loved it. It was dark and it was disturbing. So if that's not your thing, it probably isn't something that you would want to watch. But we finished that, and then we jumped into the Frankenstein Chronicles, which is also kind of dark and disturbing. And I was like, I'm noticing a bit of a thread here, but it's really good. I'm hoping Sean Bean is in this one, so I'm hoping he doesn't get killed off, because everything I seem to watch for Sean Bean, he gets killed off. But he's the main character, which is what I said when Game of Thrones started. And, you know, so anyway, I think I'm going to be okay with this one. I think. I don't know. Anyway, that's what we're watching. That and the hockey playoffs. My team got eliminated. Pittsburgh. Sorry, guys. But Winnipeg just went on, so it's nice to have a Canadian team. Although, honestly, there's so many Canadian players on all the teams that I just think of them all as Canadian. Is that wrong? But, yeah, I mean, and of course my favorite team is Pittsburgh, but Sidney Crosby is from the neighborhood, so it's like a Canadian team to me. And Mario Lemieux is Canadian, so I mean, I don't know. Segue. Anyway, so that's about it. So yeah, that's what we're watching. I'm still trying to, I've been reading a book by Alice Hoffman called The Rules of Magic, which is so good. And I'm getting no time to read, and I just want to finish it because my to-be-read pile is like a mile high. But it is so good. Every time I start to read it, I can't put it down. So anytime I have like 15 minutes, I'm like, oh, I should just read a little. I know I can't because I cannot put this book down. So I need to know that I have a stretch of at least an hour to read the book. So I'm almost done, though. I'm almost done. Then I got to figure out what to read next from my pile. And that's about it. So I feel like I'm rambling now, so I'm going to let you go. I'm going to go do some knitting before my husband gets home from work. And I think that's it. So if you like the episode, don't forget to hit the thumbs up. Am I there? And subscribe if you want to be notified when the next episode comes out. And thanks for watching, all the new viewers. Thanks for showing up and checking us out. I hope you liked it. And returning viewers, you guys are awesome. And that's it. So I'm going to let you guys go. And so happy Mother's Day to everybody out there who celebrates Mother's Day. And I will see you guys in a couple of weeks. And until then, happy knitting, and we'll see you soon.